and welcome to episode 38 of Checkpoint Chat. My name is Alessandro Barbosa, joined by Matthew Figueroa. He's on my right, yeah?
By me, have you ever called me by my full name like
Matthew Figueroa, only when you're in trouble.
It's usually Matty Fig. What did I do this time?
You undid my beautiful retweet on our great Twitter account.
Why would you do that, though? I mean, come on. What?
I mean...
Do you not know how Twitter works?
No, I don't know how social media works. I'm really bad at it. And constantly retweet things that shouldn't be retweeted.
Yeah, it's not the first time you've done this. It's not the first time you've been fired either, but it's all good.
I know.
Still,
I mean, it's very awkward to start our like recordings with "Hey, you're fired."
Well, it's not like, only that. It's like, "Hey, you're fired. Oh, I've got to find a new place to record now. Can't come visit you. Can't do this.
Yeah,
I mean, got to find a new venue, new studio."
I mean, who are you going to record with then? It's just like you're going to be talking into the void, into a mic.
Well, have you seen my photo of Lupin with the my microphone? I mean, yes. Checkpoint Cat is a real thing, you know?
I heard Lupin nearly fucked up your mic.
He did. On stream. He didn't like nearly break it, but he did push it over.
Jesus.
Busy.
Cats are super dangerous, man.
They're assholes when they want to be. I mean, he's busy sitting on the table. I'm busy streaming. And just casually like looks at the mic, pushes it over. I'm like, what are you doing?
Why are you like this, Lupin? Good Lord.
God. And he's so demanding. What a demanding cat. I don't think I've ever known I've never known a cat that wants affection as much as this cat does. Like you'll be sitting down doing something, he'll just come paw your leg like, hey, give me love. And you like pat him on the head, he's like, thanks. And he walks off. Like, okay, well, why are you like this? We're back after a commercial
We're back,
break.
Yeah. Slight technical hiccup.
You might not notice it though, but if we suddenly jump into a different topic, yeah.
This is the magic of editing.
Wow. Well, we're all magicians up in this show.
I'm desperately, well, not desperately waiting, but there will be a day where this records and I listen back to it and it's like, it's all fun.
It's all good. Oh no, you mean the opposite?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's happened before with our very first
episode 0,
never
which is
got released.
Great.
Yeah.
Rather that than oh my god,
I spent like the whole weekend trying to edit that into something usable, and eventually I was just like,
it's like, nah, fam, let's just redo it.
Just can't polish this enough.
Which is fine, because even the episode after that, I was like, man, we are so rusty. It sounded not as decent as it does now.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it was a good thing that happened, but
we read tons of articles, aka like one article. Was it you who was telling me like you need to do how many podcasts before you do like your actual first podcast?
Oh yeah, there was like an article I read and it was like you should record your first like 10 or something, and then only your 10th one should be your first episode. I was like, nobody got out with
one at least, so it's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we've done our first 10, so go back listen to our first 10
Now we're in
episodes.
38, so it's fine.
Jeez,
you know,
we've been doing this for nearly a year now. Do you feel
old?
It
was like March
last year.
Yeah, March
2018. What are we
nearly our birthday.
What are we going to do for our birthday? We're going to eat cake on
I'm going to eat cake on stream. On stream. And just chew really obnoxiously into the microphone.
That is the most irritating sound. Maybe.
I don't know. I kind of like people hate it when they hear other people eat. I'm like the opposite. I don't mind it. It's like one of those like ASMR things.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Do you watch ASMR on
YouTube?
On YouTube, not on YouTube, on Twitch, because there's an actual category for ASMR.
Is it not just like in IRL?
No, they've split up the categories now. So there was an IRL tab a few months ago, but now there's an ASMR category. Ooh. There's a podcast and talk show category. There is still the IRL. No, it's not IRL. There's just chatting. Like there's a whole lot. Oh wait, no, there is IRL for people who like walk around Tokyo and stuff and stream or.
Oh, okay.
Whatever, yeah.
Okay, so like vlogging
yeah,
stuff.
They've broken up into many categories. So yeah, there's a whole ASMR tab if that's your thing. Believe me, there are tons of them.
I want an ASMR of like, I mean, obviously a super sensitive mic, but then like a rabbit chewing a carrot. Like
have
you seen how fast they chew? It's amazing. Their mouths just move.
Actually, actual superpowers. Carrot eating.
Yeah, I mean it's
or as we like to call them in South Africa, wortles.
Vortal. My God. Fired. Yes, you are fired. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Please get out my house. Please.
Fight through your dogs. I'm going to die.
This is episode 38, Checkpoint Chat. As always, we record weekly. We post on Mondays. You can send us questions. How exciting is all of this?
You can send us money if you want.
Send us money.
It's all your love and affection.
We don't have a PO box, but you can send us digital money.
Yeah.
It works.
You can scan your money on a printer and send it to us. It's fine.
We'll make it work.
We'll just make some copies.
We won't report you to the police.
No. And don't report us to the police. You scratch our back, we won't report you to the police.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
that simple,
you
know?
That's the law of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least in podcasting.
Yeah, that's the law of podcasting is you never rat on another podcaster's illegally scanned money.
I wish we had a store that we could put that on a shirt.
Oh my God.
We make a note of this in like 300 episodes from now when we're big and famous.
You can send us questions on Twitter at Checkpoint Chats as always. DMs are open even.
All day, every day.
Yeah, all day, every day. You can send us questions whenever. You don't have to wait for that tweet on Friday. I know you like Matty's gifts, but you don't have to wait for that tweet. Just holler at us. Just talk. But we're here to talk about games sometimes.
Yes, sometimes.
So I want to know. Actually, before we get to the good games, I need to get a bad game off my chest. Oh my God. So I wanted to talk about this last week.
Yes.
But I couldn't because the embargo for the game was early Tuesday. And the game in question is My Time at Portia.
You have to spell that for me because I need to make a note. Is this Portia as in the car Porsche or?
No. Portia. So I think it's Portia or Portia. Portia. But they call it Portia in the game.
Portia. I'm just going to write you My Time with Porsche.
My Time with Porsche, yes.
It's a car game. No, it's not.
having time in an actual Porsche would be infinitely better than playing this game. I mean, I guess I could say that for a lot of games, but man, I did not like this game.
What is it about? Give me the premise.
So, have you played this delightful little game called Harvest Moon?
I've heard of Harvest Moon. Isn't that is that what inspired Stardew Valley?
Yes.
Okay, so it's
the guy who made Stardew Valley was really disappointed with recent Harvest Moons and ended up making Stardew Valley because he's like, hey, I'm going to try do this better. I'm going to make the Harvest Moon that I've always wanted. So My Time at Portia, I guess, is kind of the same attempt, the same altruistic attempt at that, except just nowhere near as charming or as polished or as engaging as Stardew Valley ever was. So firstly, it's not 2D, it's 3D, which is cool, new perspective. And you're this character that you created. Okay, so you create a character in this character creator, and I could never get my character looking good. The faces on the character and all the other characters in the game just look fucking weird, and I don't like it. It freaks me out, and it set me off on like a bad foot because I was like, this guy's eyes just don't.
When that happens, my objective is just to make the worst looking character.
God, I was really, at that point, I was really like irritated. I was like, okay, I can't get my character looking good, whatever. So you arrive on this island called Portia, and you're given the keys to your dad's old workshop there. And
isn't that always the case?
I mean, true. And immediately you set off to just help the town with commissions, like building commissions. Yeah. And that part of the game, that loop is pretty enjoyable. Like running around, cutting down trees or picking at rocks to get resources, and finding all sorts of things in different parts of the island so you can build all these contraptions for the town. You get you're allowed to take one commission per day, and then you get paid on that commission based on how fast you complete it. And then there's also story missions, story quote unquote, where you'll get a commission from the mayor or something, and he'll be like, hey, we need a bridge to this island, and that bridge will be your harder build. You'll need to expand your inventory or expand your set of skills before you can tackle this bridge.
Why would you tackle a bridge?
I mean, bridges are aggressive.
Just imagine trying to run up to a bridge and tackling.
Don't think the bridge would
San Fran Bridge, just
just at the foot.
Was the
everyone
person
just
like,
watching.
So you're tackling a bridge.
It'd be even
Not
really,
that way.
it'd be really weird if you tackled the bridge and it was like, hey, and you're like, whoa.
What? The bridge is like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just chilling here. What's going on?
So that part of the game, pretty okay. It's satisfying to just like, I mean, it's just like Stardew Valley where it's like you've got a stamina bar, so you can only do so much in a day. And just chopping down wood, it's really good.
Yeah.
The music, not so good.
Oh, no, that's what makes those games.
Exactly, yeah. Stardew Valley's soundtrack is great.
It's really good.
My time at Portia's like tries to capture the same sort of like charming, whimsical thing, but it just loops like so frequently.
It just injects car sounds in, sounds of Porsches. You're like, oh man, what is this?
I was just not happy with it. Alternatively, you can also go into these mines so that's where you get like rarer items like copper ore and iron ore and stuff like that. But when you're in these mines, you have to press a button to change to your like scanning goggles to see like deposits underground. And then you can mark only one at a time, and then you've got to take off the goggles and then dig down to the thing. So it's a really like monotonous, like
a bit
scan,
cumbersome, yeah.
Like dig down, cool, got the thing, scan, dig down, do the thing, and all the mines look the same. So there's no like
you get super lost as well.
You're not super lost. They're just like they're supposed to be different, different resources and stuff, but you wouldn't tell that from just looking at them.
Yeah,
because they look.
But sorry, on the mines, does it follow that Stardew Valley thing where it's like you keep digging down, you can come up at like any time?
Yes.
Okay, so same sort of premise.
Yes, yeah.
God damn.
And then the game turns into like a full-on like dungeon crawler at times. So there was this one mine where it wasn't a mine for me to dig. It was like, hey, there's loads of enemies. You're gonna kill loads of enemies, and then you're going to fight a boss at the end of this to get a special item that you need for this build.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, that's weird. It's like turned into like a
straight up third person.
Yeah,
something.
And the combat's fairly simplistic. You just click the left mouse to attack, and if you attack fast enough, you can animation lock enemies most of the time to the point where they can't attack back.
Just cheese the game. No.
The boss actually, this Rat King, the very first boss, he jumped up. And as he was coming down, I hit him. So he got stuck in midair in like an animation lock.
No.
So I just stood still and pressed attack, and he was dying, and he couldn't do anything.
You're actually playing Tekken. Just air juggling this dude.
air juggling this big rat. Yeah. So the combat, not great. It's, like that's the thing with this game. It's just like lacking so much polish. There's visually, it's got this like style where it's like, hey, we're going to be colorful and charming and whatever, but it's just like there's nothing super unique about it.
It's first or third person?
Third person.
It's third person.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing incredibly like Stardew Valley is a game that if I saw it from across the room, I'd be like, hey, that's Stardew Valley. Yeah. My Time at Portia could be a lot of other games that it doesn't have its own identity.
It mishmashes a whole bunch.
It's just like it's. And the voice acting is so bad.
Yeah.
I've read reviews where they praise the voice. I don't understand it because
were you listening on mute?
Man, I don't know. Some of the recordings, like the recordings of the other townspeople and the recordings of your character's voice, they sound like they were recorded in two different studios because like your character's voice is so rough and sounds very low quality compared to everything else. And then the volume is just like fucked. Like sometimes it'll be balance. Fine.
Oh no.
And then sometimes the characters are talking, you can't hear them at all. So it's just like, what?
Hey, I want you to.
Yeah, it's just so strange. And like like games do this thing where, so you have a character name. So because they can't record lines for every conceivable character name in the world, they often most games give you like a nickname so that it flows in the sentence. Man, these sentences are just like they'll talk and you'll be like the subject of a sentence and they'll just omit your name and just carry on. And it's like, hey, well, that sentence does not make sense anymore now. Like,
how you doing? So
yeah, it's like no nickname, no nothing. It just lacks these like little touches that like on top of it not being super engaging at every point, just like annoy you because it's like, oh, look at this little thing that's not great. Oh, this again. Like,
oh no.
Yeah. I encountered this thing. It wasn't super long into the game, but I had to kill these sea urchins. So
oh no, sea urchins.
Yeah, the animals in the game are pretty weird. Like, again, they've got weird faces. I don't know why like faces in this game they don't look great.
It's a style they're going for.
Oh, they don't look great. But the animals are cool. Like the sea urchins float around near water with like balloons on their back. They look really cute. And then you have to fucking murder them because you need to get spikes from their back for umbrellas or something. I don't know. There was this one that was like super high level. And I didn't realize it was killing me incredibly fast because the feedback from the game is really poor. Like, your health bar goes down, but there's no like, oh, little red thing around your screen to indicate that you're taking damage or a damage indicator or anything like that. So I would run up to this thing, not realize it was super high level, and it would hit me twice, and I'd just immediately die. And then I'd have to start the whole day again. But like, it's just so like sudden. There's no animation for my guy like falling down to indicate I died. It's just like, oh, here's this thing. Oh shit, game over screen. Like what the fuck just happened?
What's going on?
So it took me like one or two tries to even realize that I was dying. Yeah, there's.
I hate that feeling when you just don't know you're dying.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to your your dying experiences.
What are we talking
about? But yeah, my time at Portia. It's out on PC now. It's been in early access for like a year, but it's now officially out. I can't super recommend it. Like, I don't think it's that great.
I think it sounds like the sort of game, and this is a case with a lot of games these days, that will it get better with time as they start fixing stuff. Maybe
they could fix the curve for. I think it's a bit too harsh at the beginning. Like things need too many resources and becomes a bit of a grind. But I thought that part was pretty fun. I think the things that really annoy me about the game are like core design things, and that's way harder to fix.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I assume a lot of people will maybe enjoy it if they really are hankering for something like Harvest Moon. But if that's the case, I'd just say go play more Stardew Valley because it's way better. Way better.
Although, but I mean, this game is third person though. I know there are other games in the same vein, but maybe a third person Stardew Valley is a nice difference. But I don't know if it's worth looking over the hiccups, and if you dig deep enough, is it a good enough game, or I don't know.
No, the perspective change is really appreciated. Like, I like it having it in third person. I don't mind that. But that's not enough to recommend it. No. Put it that way.
But Stardew Valley is just.
Yeah, Stardew Valley. Game. I mean, I guess it's hard to look at Stardew Valley. Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, it's just I don't think it's worth it. Maybe you'll be tempted when it's on sale or something to give it a go. But just like you played like a Stardew Valley with cats type thing.
Yeah, what is it called? Cattails. Yeah,
Cattails. Yeah, it's just like it's trying to hit a certain mark and just does not hit.
Yeah, and I mean when we spoke about that, it was a while ago. It was last month sometime. The same thing was like, yeah, rather just play Stardew Valley.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know how a game could ever match with or overcome or surpass Stardew Valley, but man, in this genre, it's like Stardew Valley is the benchmark that you should just play if you know.
And it's difficult to surpass something like that essentially refined that formula so damn well. Yeah,
because Stardew Valley is like Harvest Moon, but that everyone actually knows. I don't know what the Harvest Moon was when I played Stardew Valley, and everyone's like, yeah. Oh wait,
it's like Harvest Moon.
Yeah, no, actually it was from that book, the Jason Schreier book, where
Blood, Sweat, and
we're
Pixels,
reading about it, where the dude who made the game loved Harvest Moon. He's like, yep, I'm just going to make my own version of it.
Yeah,
so he just made Stardew Valley.
I mean, and then made it even better. So yeah, my time at Portia, don't dig it. But
don't dig it.
If you feel differently, I'd love to hear what you think and why you think it's better. Like, I'm curious because like reviews are pretty split on the thing. So
tell us how to spell Portia.
Yeah, tell us how to spell Portia.
Or how to pronounce it.
Portia.
Portia.
Have you been?
Can I interject? Okay, so
go for it.
My high school best friend Gareth Pun.
Gareth.
So he's busy messaging me this morning, and I was like, I'm busy podcasting.
How rude.
He's like, you podcast? I was like, yeah, I've been doing it for nearly a year now. And he's just like, WTF, when did this happen?
I'm very offended, Gareth.
Like, where have you been? Actually, I have to send him a photo.
Very offended. So, yeah, now we're sending a photo.
Now we're sending you a photo. So if you listen to this, I'm gonna retake that.
He needs to. That's
Bloodborne.
Cool.
Have you been playing anything else? We're gonna go straight into
I've been playing. Briefly. Been playing some more Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Yeah, it's 4. That game's really fucking good.
It's good, eh?
Shit.
Yeah.
I think I said it like 2 podcasts ago that I tried it, or a podcast ago.
Yeah.
But
Oops.
yeah, I tried it. I'm now game sharing with good pal Glenn.
Glenn, that guy who was in episode something.
The exotic Belgian waffle. You remember it. And it's. I haven't had this much fun with Call of Duty in years. I'm finding myself having way more fun with the straight up multiplayer than Blackout. It's just the pace of the game is really good. I thought that including items so you don't regenerate health in this one.
No, you have to heal.
Yeah, you have to heal, and I was like, oh, that's a big change. I fucking love it. It's really really.
The thing
cool.
is, like, you don't have to regen health, but it's still in my head like similar in a way. You just have to actively push, like, oh shit, I'm dying.
Yeah, it's not automatic.
You know?
So essentially the timing window on it, and the effect on the flow of the game is the same. But like you said, there's so many times where I've like killed 2 people, run around a corner, then try to re-engage and be like, oh fuck, I forgot to heal.
Yeah. No, so it makes it more active, which is quite cool.
Yeah, and there's like items which increase your healing speed, but then you have to give that at the expense of other equipment. So there's this like delicate balance act, but it's really good. It just feels really good. And I'm trying to teach myself how to quickscope, and that shit is very entertaining.
You're trying to teach yourself to 360 quickscope.
Yeah, very
360 no scope.
I need to get real good and put like a little piece of press stick on my monitor, so I always know where the middle of the screen is.
Is it accurate though? If you just stand still, it'll always shoot in the middle.
Well, no. I mean, it's just easier to know that, like, because you're quickscoping, you're not waiting for like the reticle to be like on the person. You're just like, cool, it was in the middle, I just need to press scope and then shoot. So it's like that helps me pre-aim, put it that way. Yeah, that's not that I'm doing that,
otherwise hacking. What is that press stick doing on your screen?
Little piece of press stick.
I'll take it off. Hacks off.
It's super good. I played some hardcore team deathmatch last night with pals Craig and Sage. I don't know if they're friends of the show. I don't know if they listen to this.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it's super good. And there's a really good sense of progression, because like you have your overall level, and then as you use guns, you level up guns. And the only way to get attachment for those guns is to use them. So like I was playing a lot with an assault rifle, and I was like, I kind of want to unlock more SMGs. So I started playing with SMGs and, unlocking stuff for that. And there's just always something to work towards in that game. I feel like it's really fucking good.
Yeah,
it's really good.
I don't know. Black Ops has always been like for me the best of the Call of Duty series, like the best hits almost, whatever. Well, not the best.
But 3 was like a weird, like run on walls and boost, and you have an operator that can rewind time. Like it was just too much.
What?
It's just too much.
Yeah, okay, but before that, Black Ops has always been the.
No, this one's like. It struck that balance of like, hey, we're not going to be World War II again, but we'll have some of this future bullshit in there, but, toned down. And I think the inclusion of the operators really helps, like each player essentially having different abilities and ultimates that you can pull off in the game, which is really fun. Unless you're Nomad and use dogs, those things are bullshit.
Oh my god, and they're strong. Hey?
Jeez, they're way too strong. Way too strong. Or the flamethrower, which can shoot you what feels like from across the other end of the map. It's all sorts of bullshit.
So it's a flamethrower sniper.
I mean, it's not Call of Duty if there isn't some bullshit.
Some hot bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. But I've been playing that, and I'll probably play it here and there. Here and there.
Nice. You know what I realized we could actually just also touch on quickly? It's Resident Evil 2 demo. You played it. I played it.
Ooh, yeah. I didn't think about that.
I also just dawned on me, and I was like, what else? Resident Evil 2 demo. Yeah. What did you think of it?
Well, let's fly through this before we end up being a 2-hour podcast.
No, quick.
I really enjoyed the demo. I super enjoyed the demo. I don't have like like super strong memories of the original because I played it when I was a kid. Like I still remember the fucking liquor jumping through the window and myself shitting myself.
Did you wait at the window in this game saying, I know where you come
I'm like,
through,
he's coming in,
then,
I was waiting to turn around a corner and that thing's just fucking at me.
Even that one window, the first time you see the liquor in like one of the early areas, you said walk over in the original Resident Evil.
Yeah.
And then it's in this game, as I'm like, will it and then nothing happens. I'm like, you asshole.
It plays with your expectations.
Like
I think Resident Evil Remake 2 knows the people that are playing it. It's
so
like,
clever,
you've played this before, so let's try shake it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I forgot you could board up windows unless that's a new thing.
No, that's a new thing.
Okay, because
you could never board out. As far as I know, you can never board up windows.
Because I kept picking up these planks. I'm like, what?
I was also like, why would you?
For?
No, my thing was like, the first window you come across, you can interact with it. I'm like, I wonder if you need an item to like climb out this window or something, and then later pick up wooden boards. It's like, you have to board up windows in this game.
Otherwise they just eventually just break in.
Yeah, which adds another level. You know that they mess with expectations in a lot of ways, and especially a lot of familiar tropes of the Resident Evil franchise. Like, did you know that your knife has durability now?
Yes,
which I was crazy. Like, what?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
It's crazy because it's like, and if you use it to get out of, like, if a zombie grapples you and you use that to get out without taking damage, it's like, it takes away a lot of durability. But man, that game is beautiful. Holy
so good.
Crap. So it's using the Resident Evil 7 engine.
Yeah.
And it's stunning.
Yeah. You played on PC as well.
Yeah, I played on PC. It ran incredibly well on
perfectly.
PC. What I loved on PC was in the settings menu, every time you changed an option, it came with a preview.
Oh, that's cool.
So
I didn't go through any of that.
Yeah, so you can kind of see like, I want to turn off shadows to this thing. It will be like, okay, this is before and after pictures of, what the setting's going to affect. And like, that's awesome. Put that in more games. I want to see, because how many times you look at an option, you're like, I have no fucking clue what this is.
Yeah, what's going on?
What the fuck's ambient occlusion? Okay, I know what ambient occlusion is, but like, there's a lot of times where like you don't understand the effect of a setting on a game, and I just thought it was a neat touch. Yeah,
it's so good.
I also thought seeing that dude cut in half, his guts looked beautiful.
No,
I mean, terrible.
Visceral,
yeah, it's visceral.
But yeah, I think exactly like you said, they know that there's a strong fan base coming in here thinking like, I know this game, but they playing with you, man.
Did you get the shotgun?
I did. I didn't get to use it though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was like, I'll save this for what I thought would be a liquor fight or something. And I just never saw the liquor.
I used that thing straight away. I was like, because man, some of the zombies are tough to put down. Like,
I mean, and what's cool about this now that you can aim, you can actually pop off the headshots. But it's such a clever mechanic in that your crosshair's like very wide, and then she stands still, and then you let it, give yourself time to aim, whatever.
It's like a double center. It's like wide, and then it like locks.
But it's so cool. But another nice thing I noticed is that in classic Resident Evil, if there's too many zombies, you have to like sort of think, do I waste a bullet or do I take a hit and run through them? In the first area, when you rescue the cop who ends up dying, whatever.
Rescue, quote unquote.
And then you have to run out because there's a whole lot of zombies just popping up. Two bursts out of a room. And in my head, being a veteran of Resident Evil, I'm like, I'm not going to waste my ammo. I'll take a hit from one and run through. Because normally when you get grabbed, you're like in a state of invulnerability to the other zombies.
Yes.
Okay. Not in this game, man. I got grabbed by the one, and then the other one grabbed me at the same time. There's an actual animation where they both grab you.
Oh, hectic.
And I fell down. I was like, oh my God, I'm dead. Because they both grabbed me.
Oh,
but then
wow.
Eventually you do get them off you, but you take a lot more damage.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's little things like that they know people will do. And they're like, no. Like,
Shit,
this is a modern Resident Evil.
I really like that.
So I got down by two. I was like, what is the, like, damn you.
Because I got grabbed by singular ones a couple of times. I did not know that happened.
I wanted to get grabbed by one, so I'd push it off, knock the other one over. But the one grabbed me, the other one came over, grabbed me as well. And I fell over. I was like, oh God.
I thought the virus spread when you were bitten, and my dude, Leon got fucking bitten.
Resident Evil is very like shady on that, because like, no, you fine, you just use herbs and you don't die. I mean, my favorite was in Resident Evil 3, where you play as Carlos and you have to go basically come up with an antidote for Jill because she's infected.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I've been bitten throughout this whole game. Why now all of a sudden?
Just give her a herb.
Just give her some herbs, man.
I like in this one that you have gunpowder as well to craft ammunition, which is
I'm sure there'll be a deeper...
Yeah.
I mean, Resident Evil 3 I think was the first one that introduced gunpowder back then. It was like combine A and A for handgun ammo, B and B for shotguns. I'm sure, I mean, maybe not, but I have a feeling there will be the same thing, different gunpowders and make.
And I like the inventory system is pretty easy to kind of understand.
So I'm so excited for this game.
Yeah,
but
it's out on Friday.
But now I'm stuck in Bloodborne. I'm like, do I buy Resident Evil and get distracted, or do I just focus on Bloodborne? And then by the time I'm done with Bloodborne, Resident Evil's maybe a bit cheaper. It's going to be hard to resist, man.
Exciting.
I need it so badly. But
exciting.
That's the demo. 10 out of 10
good.
excited.
It was real good.
But real good. We're going to fly game releases quickly. Just fly through them. We've got 40 minutes left before we hit an hour and a half. We've got so much to do before then.
Game releases. We are looking at game releases between the 21st of January.
Payday's nearly here.
The 25th, yeah. To the end of January.
This is your first payday. Proper payday.
So excited.
Oh boy.
So
excited. It's the best feeling.
Let's look. So we've got A Fisherman's Tale, which is a Rift Vive and PSVR game. I actually looked at the trailer for this. It looks fucking cool. It's like this VR puzzle game, but it's like, so you're in a room as like a whimsical, charming fisherman.
Yep.
And on the table is a model of the exact room that you're in.
Yeah.
So you can fuck with perspective things.
Oh, nice.
So if you pour like water through the window, then a big gulf of water comes through the window you're in, and you use that to like solve puzzles. It looks awesome.
That's really cool. What's it called again?
Cool. A Fisherman's Tale.
A Fisherman's Tale.
Really, really, really
That's
cool.
a clever idea.
Yeah, when I saw that trailer, I was like, okay, yeah. We got Sonar Beats on PC, Android, and iOS. I'm assuming that's a rhythm game.
Mm-hmm.
Switchblade on PC, PS4. I'm not sure what that is. Have you ever played with a butterfly knife?
Yeah, I was literally just going to say, it's probably like a gangster simulator. You know?
There needs to be a VR game where you just play with butterfly knives in a safe space.
It has the cool noise. Where you can't cut yourself.
And then when you cut your finger, ah! So like every 2 seconds. Then
you're a game developer. You can make that a reality.
I can make that.
Just whoop one up over the night, please.
Wonder Song is coming to PS4. This is a game that came out last year. It's like a very cool 2D adventure style game where you use music as a form of, I don't think combat, but it means to solve puzzles and stuff.
Heal the world.
It got nominated a lot for the IGF Independent Games Festival Awards. So
nice.
It's really cool. It looks really cool. The Hong Kong Massacre for PC and PS4. I'm not sure what that is. I guess it's bloody.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
It's a massacre.
The Hong Kong Massacre. Actually, it's a Stardew Valley clone.
Yeah, actually, it's this whimsical game about finding love in Hong Kong.
Oh, no.
Maybe it is. Who the fuck knows? I mean, Yakuza is about a crime lord who runs an orphanage. So who the fuck knows?
Look this up.
At the Gates, PC, January 23rd. Returner, PC, January 24th. Slay the Spire is out. Full release on January 23rd.
Is that in early access?
Yeah. Okay, and it's been in good early access.
Yeah, friends of mine love that game. It's like a build them up card game.
Very cool.
Well, it's like a
roguelike card game.
Roguelike.
Yeah,
sorry, that's the right.
Have you ever played Solitarica on your phone?
No.
That's a roguelike card game that uses the rules of solitaire. It's very good.
Oh, yeah?
It's
nice.
very good. Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2 PC, January 24th. Piku Niku. So this is a platformer, and it looks super strange. You need to look up like footage of this game if you're unsure. Piku Niku. That's Pikuniku. Nice. Piku Niku, like Pikachu but broken.
Pikachu. I looked up the Hong Kong Massacre. It is a fast-paced top-down shooter inspired by classic action movies. It looks to me like Hotline Miami, but like Hotline Miami's
like realistic Hotline Miami.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks interesting.
Yeah. Piku Niku, you should look that shit up. It looks really cool. Cool platformer.
Nice.
Sleep Tight coming to Switch.
I know.
Isn't that dream?
Surely that's a horror game.
Yeah, that's that
We've spoken about this.
Tower defense one, isn't it? Where it's like you're defending your bed from
that's
little very cute.
Sleep Tight.
Life is Strange 2, Episode 2, Rules, PC, PS4, Xbox. It's been like 4 months since Episode 1, so this is fucking a long time coming. Yeah.
Well, if you're on Xbox Game Pass, you can play episode 1 for free.
We've got Resident Evil 2 Remake on January 25th.
Oh, boy.
Hot damn. So excited.
God, I don't know.
So
I need to see if I'll buy it or wait.
Then we've got the last thing for the week, the Anthem demo, which you will only get into if you've pre-ordered. You only get in this early.
Can't you sign up for the beta?
There's an open beta in Feb.
Oh, okay.
But this is an earlier one if you pre-order. Yeah.
Iron Man Simulator.
Man, do you want to get a preview of next week's?
Yeah. What's that?
Kingdom Hearts 3. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Can you believe that game is coming out?
I'd be excited if I'd actually played any of the other Kingdom Hearts games.
That's basically
you sounded pretty hyped.
I mean, I'm not. I cannot believe this game's out.
I'm more excited on behalf of fans because I for that exact reason, it's like, whoa, this game. It's been so many years.
It's been Jesus Christ. I feel like I've heard of Kingdom Hearts like throughout my entire writing career.
Yeah. And it's been a long time. I mean,
cannot believe it.
There was no Kingdom Hearts on PS3. No. I don't think. So it missed a whole gen.
This was announced for PS3.
Yeah. So it missed a whole gen and we're like nearly, supposedly at the end of PS4 gen. So it's been a long time.
Oh, yeah. It's been a long time coming. The one thing I hope is that it's not disappointing for fans. Like,
oh, God.
After all this wait.
I don't know. There's a lot of pressure.
I apologize for my big ass yawn.
Jeez, we're recording like at 7 a.m. or something.
Yeah, something like that. Woo!
Oh, whoa,
woo! Wow. Sorry about that.
Let's get wild. What?
Let's get wild. Should we do some news?
Yes. Oh, is that the only trailer from next week? A preview?
Yeah,
Kingdom Hearts?
I can give a shit about anything else.
Oh, yeah. So much shade.
It's not shade.
So much of news.
Your games have got to get better.
Whoa.
Sorry, that was shade. I apologize to everyone.
Actual shade.
Put
on your sunnies.
Put on your sunnies. Gotta get some sunscreen.
You gotta get some sunscreen.
Well, you won't need sunscreen in the shade, I guess. I don't know.
Just get gaming news. Stop you right there.
Okay, I'm just scrolling through. Oh yeah, there's a big change. So Division 2 got like a whole data, well, not data. It feels like hands-on previews came out and shit like that this week. The big news is that the Dark Zone. So, did you ever play Division?
No, I didn't.
So what I think the best idea of the game was, even though it wasn't executed as well as it could have been, were the Dark Zones. So it was essentially the game's PvP area. You went through a door and suddenly you were in a more hostile version of New York and it was PvP was on.
Yeah.
But it was more like PvP and PvE mixed into one. There was still enemy AI in there. The only difference was that you were playing with other players and the whole idea was to kill AI enemies, get loot, and then you have to call in a helicopter to extract this contaminated loot, quote unquote. And that was like some of the best loot in the game. Yeah. And you always had the choice to, hey, let's work together with other players. Hang on to fuck them over right at the end and steal their loot, stuff like that. Really cool ideas. Yeah. Problem is they didn't level scale. Oh, no. So if you fought like a level 70 guy and you were like level 50, that dude just fucking destroyed you.
No, man, that's not cool.
So that was stupid.
And
that's the thing they're changing. Woo!
Hooray. Oh, so did they never fix that in Destiny 1? Oh, no.
Destiny? Division, man.
Destiny 1. Sorry, they all blur and become the same game in my mind.
So Division 2 is going to have 3 Dark Zones, not just one. And they'll all host 12 players at a time, and they'll all have their own like themes and loot and stuff like that. They are normalizing everyone's level so that no one has an advantage.
Oh, nice.
But you will get loot according to your level outside of the Dark Zone.
Oh, okay.
So essentially exactly how Destiny does it. In your PvP, your levels, unless you're playing Gambit, your levels are normalized, but your loot is always to your level.
Nice.
So like, I don't understand why that fucking wasn't there in the first place.
In the beginning.
There's also now multiple ways to get loot. So previously you could only extract loot. Now you can still extract, but you can find also like safe havens where you can get loot with a lower risk, lower reward type thing. Or you can get loot by hunting down players who are when you've killed a few players, you become marked to other players a bounty. Yeah. And now you can essentially just exist as a bounty hunter and get loot that way.
Oh, that's interesting.
So, yeah, very, very cool changes to the Dark Zones, the best parts of The Division. I'm excited for that game. I'm super excited. You should get on PS4 and play with us.
With all this time I have.
Did you see some of that good Mortal Kombat 11 stuff?
I did. Oh, man.
Fuck, that game looks good.
It looks great.
Looks good. I mean, it's Mortal Kombat.
I still haven't played Mortal Kombat 10.
Oh, really? It's really fun.
I need to pick it up just to play the story. Yeah, I loved 9, played a lot of that. 10, I just never played in
10 looks very, very cool. I like the... so they had the big gameplay revealed this week, and they showed off, like, amongst millions and millions of fatalities. Just like some of the gameplay, I think, Mortal Kombat 9 introduced it, I think, and 10 had it, obviously. Those X-ray moves.
Yeah.
They look more in flow with the game now. It's not like press a button and wait for the thing to play out. Yeah.
It's straight in the combat now.
Yes, which is really, really cool. I like that a lot. I think some of the new characters are cool. That one Garrus guy is really interesting. And the game just looks beautiful. Like I think it's Mortal Kombat. Like you're not gonna be surprised by changes to it, but man, it looks cool.
My favorite part of the reveal was listening to the crowd. Like the more violent it was, the more everyone was like, "Yeah!" I was like, "Whoa, humanity, calm down."
They've also introduced customization, just like Injustice, so you can customize. I think in 10 you had 3 movesets that you could choose from that variated.
3 variations.
But now it's like fully customizable from
that's cool.
Their moves to their gear, as far as I can tell.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's out in it's out on April 23rd, my birthday.
Like,
Michael's eyebrows. My address is
I know. Yeah, this
you can send me a download code to checkpointchat@gmail.com.
Checkpoint Chat podcast.
It's also super cheap on Steam. You picked it up yesterday.
No, a mate of mine picked it up. He's like, hang on, this thing's 355 Rand.
Damn.
And I put out a tweet saying like, WTF, it's 355 Rand. And someone replied saying like, yeah, it's been like that for 2 months.
That's strange.
So I don't know what happened. Or I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think if you're looking to play the game, it might be worth picking up for 355 Rand. I mean, that's a lot cheaper than the usual 800, 900 Rand entry points.
Sea of Thieves is getting an update that you'll have to re-download the whole game.
I know.
But it's reducing the size of the overall install. But like, I think it's now like only 6 gigs as opposed to like 20 or something like that. I don't know how they did that, but they've done that.
What on earth? Lenska is spamming the shit out of me with Lupin photos.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
There's a Luna in there?
We've got some Luna photos.
Oh my goodness. Look how beautiful he is.
Just so cute. Oh, she's like... This look of disgust is amazing. Like, Luna, why would you do that?
Yeah, why would you? How dare you take a photo of me?
Oh my god, that's amazing. Sorry. Anyways.
So there was all this hullabaloo. Hullabaloo, I love that word.
Are we talking about Assassin's Creed?
Yes, we are.
How did I know?
So, what do you know about Assassin's Creed Odyssey?
I just know that you can play as a male or female character, and that
Cassandra or Alexios.
And that in this Assassin's Creed, it's like the first Assassin's Creed that you can actually properly RPG craft your character and play them however you want.
You can bone your way across Greece.
You can basically do that if you wanted to, which is brand new for the series, and yeah, really cool.
Yeah, you can role play your characters according to whatever relationships you want, and it's like this increased push, because Origins felt like an RPG. Odyssey feels like fucking The Witcher 3 with Assassin's Creed on it. Like, it is a role-playing game, like through and through.
Actual role-playing game.
So it's kind of disappointing that with the DLC, Ubisoft like strips that away from you for 2 reasons. Firstly, they promised they wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And then secondly, because like you've now role-played as whatever character, be it Alexios or Cassandra in any specific way. And this DLC now forces you to play... Well, it forces the story into a path where it's like, nope, this has to be it. And it's the exact same thing as like Mass Effect 3, where people felt all their choices were reduced to just nothing. To me, it's the same thing. If you've invested many, many hours into this thing, it's kind of a shitty...
Yeah, it's just...
a shitty mechanical thing, like, to like, you know, the way I was playing Cassandra or the way I was playing Alexios actually doesn't matter, because the game's just going to do whatever it wants anyway. Yeah. So that's kind of shitty. Ubisoft apologized. I don't think they're changing it because they say it's part of their 3-chapter story that they're building in the DLC. But I can understand why people were pissed off.
Yeah.
But obviously, people then got pissed off at people being pissed off because it's like, how dare they want their characters to? Yeah, I don't know.
No, but yeah, the outcries was like, no, people are overreacting. It's like, no, but you're ignoring like some other larger issues here, and it just becomes a vicious cycle of people hating on each other, which is. I
just think if you are not angry at this, then, but you were angry at like something like Mass Effect, like.
Yeah, what's the
those
difference?
Two are the fucking same thing. Yeah. This is the exact same issue. So, I don't know. What ifs?
What other news do we have?
What else? Apparently, criminals are using Fortnite to launder money. V-Bucks. Very illegal bucks.
I just read that headline. I haven't looked at the story, but I was like, what a time to be alive, man. Gone are the days of laundering money like an actual laundry mats.
Just wash it in a washing machine.
Yeah, no. Now we're doing it with V-Bucks. Like, what?
I mean, anything popular enough to attract that much money is going to attract that sort of attention.
What I don't understand with Fortnite, though, is that with Steam, for example, it makes complete sense in my head. There's a marketplace. Say there's a Counter-Strike knife that costs $1,000, whatever. There's a way to like use that platform to get money around. Okay, how does it work in Fortnite? You can't give people stuff. Like I don't actually know.
Let's see.
Let's actually read the article.
Let's see if this good article by Sam Spiller.
Sam Spiller, a new writer for Critical Hits.
Exploiting the in-game currency. The report describes that criminals use stolen credit cards to purchase large amounts of V-Bucks, which are then sold back to players at a discounted rate.
Okay.
Clever.
That is so like it's not funny for that reason, but it's funny that it's a way to launder money.
Yep.
Like it's a millennial way to launder money, basically.
It is.
It's a modern solution.
The Division 2 private beta kicks off on February 7th. You can get in with pre-orders because, of course, you can.
Because reasons.
Fallout 76 players had discovered a room in the game which is like a sort of developer's room, so it has all the items and the game's early NPC is stuck in there. Weird.
Wow.
And now players are getting banned for entering this room, which seems like an even shittier way to deal with the solution. What the fuck are you doing, Bethesda? Why you like this?
I feel so sorry for the PR team for Bethesda. Just like trying to put out fire after fire after fire after fire after fire. Like this game's just had like I can't think of like one positive thing. It's been like, yeah, here's a real good story, a heartfelt story. It's always like, nope. Like influencers were given the bags that were promised to other people and this and that. And now we're sending bags and actually, no, we're not. And to make up for it, here's like $5 of in-game currency.
It's a fucking mess. Like
you discovered our room, you banned. How dare
this game, I can't understand how Bethesda just keeps like self-owning.
That PR team must be crying every day.
So bad. Anthem will have matchmaking options for all its activities. That's
nice.
Cool. That's
so much more room for activity.
Yeah, you can match up with people if you don't have friends to play with, or if your friends are assholes and don't want to play with you.
Will Anthem have crossplay?
Oh, jeez, I wish, man. Ubisoft's space exploration game, which was called Pioneer and originally teased in Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah.
It's been cancelled, apparently. It was never formally revealed. It was a cool thing in Watch Dogs 2 where you could go to Ubisoft's studio there and hack into them, and then this trailer played, and it turns out that trailer was actually for a real game.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, really cool.
I love shit like that.
But now it got cancelled, so it's over. It looked like No Man's Sky-ish. It looked really fun.
Man.
No Man's
Maybe they saw No Man's... Although maybe they thought, No Man's Sky, bad game, got reviewed badly, and they're like, we're going to make this game, and then No Man's Sky like, hey, we fixed that game. Like, oh shit.
Let's see if you can complete the sentence. EA has done what to a new Star Wars game?
The released one? No, cancelled.
Definitely
one?
Not released one.
Of course, it's hardly cancelled. Yeah, cancelled another Star Wars game.
Because because the only games that EA has of published.
Sorry, I love that head.
Yeah, it's so good. The only games EA has published throughout I think it's now 8 years with the Star Wars license, are 2 Battlefront games. They cancelled Visceral's linear action Star Wars game, which had Amy Hennig behind it. That game was then transferred to EA Vancouver, yes, and rebooted.
Oh, no.
And that game has now been cancelled. They say that they're working on other smaller Star Wars titles, Respawn Entertainment, better known for Titanfall 2, are meant to be releasing a Star Wars game at the end of this year, which has not been shown off yet. But man, E3. EA is fucking bungling this license. Like, holy crap. There's only been like one game that, like, Battlefront 1 wasn't even that good, but Battlefront 2 fucked things up so even badly. More. Like, you can only consider the first one as a real success. Like, oh my god,
and it's just like, it's bad.
With the biggest license on Earth, how are you fucking this up so badly?
You just have you can even just make like an average Star Wars game. It'll still sell like hotcakes.
But I don't want an average Star Wars game.
I don't want one either. I'm just saying, like, come on, just do something with the license.
Did you ever play the Force Unleashed?
No, I didn't.
The two, oh man, those games are great. Fuck, I wish we had more of those.
More like that.
Yeah, like God of War.
Wasn't the second one not great?
I mean, the second one was fine, but it was like 4 hours. It was very short.
Aren't those the games that inspired your nickname?
My nickname? Oh yeah, Starkiller. The main character's name is Starkiller.
Starkiller. Yeah. Oh. Starkiller 360. Yeah.
You heard of this great game called Artifact?
Yeah.
Guess what? No one's playing it anymore.
Really?
It's lost 97% of its player base in 2 months.
You know why though? Have you tried watching the game?
It's boring.
Well, okay, I don't know if it's like, I imagine it must be fun to play if you understand the game, but it looks complicated AF. I don't know if it is.
I've heard that it onboards you super, super well. So it explains its mechanics very well, and then it's very engaging to play. I think the problem is its economy is a bit of a fucking mess. And now the game's like, I think it was 2 days ago or a day ago, the peak player count was only 1,500 people.
Shit.
Which is nothing.
I mean, can we just take a moment to appreciate that this is a Dota 2 spin-off?
This is a Valve game. And it's dying.
Tens of millions of fans, and it's dying.
It's dying.
Evolve, is that you?
Battlefield Cloud's Battle Royale mode is coming in March. It's co-op. Well, it's only squads. You're only going to be able to squad up 4 people at a time for a 64-player match.
No.
There's also a co-op mode coming in March. And they just keep updating that game, even though its sales have been pretty dwindling.
Colleagues of mine are playing it, they're still loving it. They're like deep into Battlefield.
I think if you're deep into Battlefield, the game is good. I don't think the game itself is bad. I think like EA is just struggling to get new people in. Oh fuck. I don't know if we spoke about this last week, but this is a fucking wild.
Yeah, that is a wild story.
I'm going to go into it just because I need to get the facts right here. So,
tell us the facts.
This is going to be the last story, and it's the most fucking disturbing thing. Gearbox, studio behind such hits as Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, and then the not hit Aliens Colonial Marines. Fuck.
The masters behind like the only 2 hits. They've made other stuff. Fun fact, Gearbox made the sequel to the original Half-Life. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, really?
Opposing Forces.
Oh.
And Blue Shift, I think, was Gearbox.
Wild.
Did you watch the No Clip documentary on Half-Life?
A Daniel Dwyer one? I haven't yet, no.
I was like, because Randy Pitchford was in there as well, and they worked on the sequels to Half-Life. I was like,
Randy Pitchford.
Speaking of which.
Speaking of Randy and his Pitchford, so there's been a very public spat between the studio's former lawyer, Wade Callender, and their CEO, Randy Pitchford, and it's spawned out of a lawsuit that was filed actually in December last year, which accused Pitchford of violating several contracts, including Callender's own employment contract involving Gearbox and its relationship to a real estate company that the two men own. So it sounds like a very personal falling out.
Yeah.
Gearbox had actually sued Callender just before that for breach of fiduciary duty. They basically claimed Callender had borrowed money to secure a home loan and had not paid it back in full. Basically accusing the company credit card.
No, nice.
What did it say? The papers, this is in the actual court papers. The papers elaborated on the accusation, stating that Callender had, quote, abused the privilege of credit card access by charging unapproved, wholly personal expenses, including family vacations, gun club memberships, firearm accessories, and getting ripped.
Getting ripped?
Yeah, basically he was
doing steroids. Doing gym.
Fuck man, who knows? Getting so Gearbox is... So then as a counter to this... Oh boy, geez, where does it actually say? So Calendar basically came back with his own suit, which accused Randy Pitchford of having like a fund where he was taking like additional bonuses from the studios. Like he was taking like $12 million from the studio into this like real estate fund.
Yeah.
Which, you know, could have been money to fund more games at the studio. It just seemed fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was paid to a company called Pitchford Entertainment Media Magic. Because if you don't know, Randy Pitchford is huge into magic. He's like a hobbyist magician. But as part of these papers, this is where it gets fucking weird. Calendar also cites an incident in 2014 where Pitchford is accused of leaving a USB stick that not only contained confidential company documents that dealt with other publishers in a restaurant in Texas, but the USB stick is also supposedly contained a personal collection of Pitchford's underage pornography.
Oh no.
Okay, so the day after this lawsuit came out, so 21st of December, Pitchford appeared on a episode of Piff Pod podcast.
Sorry, when you say appeared, is that because he's a magician?
Yeah.
He's like,
yeah.
It's me.
He appeared there and he basically detailed his side of the story. So the suit was filed. No one knew about the suit at the time, but he felt compelled to talk about it. Yeah. To, I think, like, have evidence to show, like, when this eventually came up. Because essentially Gearbox PR linked to this specific podcast as an official comment on the issue. It's fucking crazy. So basically in the episode, he said that he was a fan of camgirl pornography. And if you don't know what camgirl pornography is, I'm not going to explain it here. And he said that... Jesus Christ. He said that the camgirl in question was labeled as barely legal porn and the girl's handle was only 18. But that Pitchford had kept the clip on the USB because he found one of the acts performed during the camgirl show to be just like magic and wanted to study it. This is real. This is...
What the hell? Oh no.
So apparently that was the only thing on the USB stick, which was also full of confidential information dealing with companies like Sega and Microsoft.
This is crazy.
But he kept it because, hey, he wanted to learn how that magic trick was done.
That is amazing. Nice.
He doesn't address the allegation that the performer was underage. He does say that she was of age, which seems like a very easy thing to kind of like check up on, but...
Yeah.
What the fuck? I don't understand... I don't understand a lot about this story.
There's a lot of the story that's WTF.
It's just
plenty,
like
on both sides.
It could just be like at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what fucking porn you watch. If you watch porn, like, do that shit. That's fine. The real issue is if it's like, hey, was this underage? Because that shit's fucking illegal and disgusting.
Yeah.
But also like, why was this on a USB with confidential information about other companies?
My favorite part of it's like, no, there was actual magic happening.
There was actual magic.
It's like what? Okay, even if there was, explain yourself. Like, what's going on here?
Jesus Christ. And even on the podcast, because this video, because it was picked up by an employee and then returned, or not an employee, a waiter at the restaurant in question, and then returned to Gearbox after the waiter had discovered what was on. So this thing wasn't even fucking password protected, man. So it was returned to Gearbox, and apparently a large portion of the executives, or at least the employees, saw the contents of the USB because they had to decide on whether this was something they had to act on. And Randy Pitchford says that not one of them assumed that he had that specific video on the USB stick for the purposes of learning magic. He finds it very offensive that someone wouldn't have assumed that that's why he had it on. Fucking hell.
Wow.
Yeah, because that's the first thing I think when I see like ridiculous.
Listen, it's in the name. His name is Randy. Just leave it at that.
I mean, part of these allegations, as well as Calendar accuses, or it might have been another former Gearbox game director there.
Yeah.
He's accused Pitchford of... So Pitchford has a theatre at his home where he and his wife host magic parties, like actual performances. But apparently at these parties, which are called peacock parties, they also expose themselves to underage women.
Nice.
These are all allegations. I'm going to put it out there. These are all allegations, not
facts.
I mean, not fact yet.
Yet.
But wow.
Tune in next time on CSR.
Wow.
CSR chats.
Something.
The C and CSR is actually checkpoints.
Ooh.
Checkpoint scene investigation.
Yeah.
Scene investigation.
Yeah.
Scene investigation.
Done.
That shows where they come and investigate your house repeatedly. See what's happening here.
So with that, needing to be scrubbed from my body, should we move on
from
to
your
questions?
body? Damn.
Yeah. I feel very dirty and violated by that entire story.
God damn. Let me timestamp this quickly. Oh, we're doing good time here. We've got 10 minutes to get through questions. We have 6 of them, I think. 5 or 6. Let's start with the one that we somehow missed last week from Migs. I don't know how that happened. I blame you. He says,
what? You're in control of this.
He says, hey, why are people hung up on Metacritic scores? In particular to the small group of vocal people who get angry when a reviewer gives a low score to their favorite game. Don't good/great playable games get spread by word of mouth anyway by friends, family, podcasters, YouTubers? Yeah, I don't know. To me,
good question.
Yeah, Metacritic scores are just like a quick indication of how a game's been perceived by media. But then I get it. User scores can be wild. They can be like incredibly high.
They're just like, 10 or 0.
There's no middle
nuance,
ground.
Yeah.
No, but you're absolutely right. I mean, if a game's great, it'll definitely spread by word of mouth and should find an audience. If it's bad, it's same thing. Like, don't play this game.
I think people get real hung up on like I remember when Breath of the Wild came out, and it was getting like crazy good scores everywhere, and the whole thing was like, oh, it's gonna beat, what was it, GTA 4, I think, for the highest overall Metacritic score, which was like 97 or some shit. Or it was at 98 at one point, so it was beating it. And then Jim Sterling gave the game a 7 out of 10, and people fucking lost their shit because he's now apparently destroyed the chances of Breath of the Wild having this Metacritic. Like, that's bullshit. Like, critics are critics. Like, they are not there to satiate some stupid Metacritic score. Metacritic is just an aggregator of those scores. So, like, but it happens all the time. Like, people want reviews to conform to what the Metacritic score is because they think every review should be that. And imagine how boring critique would be if it was like that. I think going back to like my time at Portia, I gave it a 5 out of 10. I saw some reviews giving it fucking like 8.5 and 9. I'm like, I don't understand you.
Yeah.
I read the reviews and I don't agree with points, but like, I don't want a situation where everyone's giving the same game the same score all the time, because that's just boring.
Yeah. Well, didn't the same happen with Jeff this week? With what game did he review? Is it No More Heroes? No.
Yeah. Travis Strikes Back.
And he gave it what, like a? He gave it a 4, and then but then
there were 9s.
There were some 9s. It's like,
what? Fucking crazy. I know for studios it's more impactful because some studios tie employee bonuses to Metacritic scores, which is bullshit. Absolute bullshit. But yeah, I don't see why people get super hung up on that shit. It's meant to just be a thing like, hey, I don't want to read tons of reviews. What's the average?
Yeah, what's the average? Oh, I'm thinking of buying this game. Let me just get a quick look at how it's been perceived before I dive into reviews.
It's cool when, like, I was super ecstatic when Breath of the Wild was, like, getting all these 10s. It's like, holy shit, it's 97 Metacritic. That's awesome. But I'm not going to, like, fucking attack someone because now they are a 7 out of 10. Like, no.
I don't know, man.
I'll disagree with them, maybe I'll agree with them, but I'm not going to go, hey, fuck you for doing this to Metacritic. Yeah. No.
Next question. Is House of Cards still worth watching? Haven't seen any of it, but it interests me. Should I watch Blow instead?
I've never seen Blow.
I've never seen House of Cards. You've seen House of Cards?
Yeah, I finished it yesterday. What a bullshit ending. Jesus.
Is this the season without Kevin Spacey?
Yeah, so it's the last season.
Yeah.
The season itself is pretty good, I thought. I think Robin Wright, who plays Claire Underwood, his wife, is phenomenal. She has been the whole series, and she carries the season so well. But man, that ending is some unsatisfying bullshit.
Is it like Lost?
It feels like there's an episode missing. It feels like...
Oh, is it just like, goodbye?
Yeah, it was so weird. But House of Cards overall, super worth watching. Really good.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I haven't seen it.
I enjoyed its run.
Cool. Next question. Do you guys collect old game consoles like a lot of American journalists do?
I don't have that type of money.
No. Yeah, I had a PlayStation 1. I don't know what my mom did with it. I was very bleak. But yeah, I think from PlayStation 3 onward, I haven't ever sold a console. I've got my PlayStation 3, my Vita, my PSP, my original DS, 3DS, and I don't know if I'm going to sell those. I want to actually, like, I don't have the ancient consoles, but I'm going to start my collection with those consoles.
That's essentially how I feel. Like I've got a PS3 and a 360. Like I got all these consoles there that are not hooked up, but I'm probably not going to get rid of them. Yeah. I just because I was only born in 92, like I don't have a big love for like the NES or the SNES because I never owned those things. Yeah. So like, and then as soon as you start getting into the realm of like GameCube and PS1, or PS1 would be nice to have, but when you start getting into like 3D games, collecting those games becomes not as interesting because like 3D polygonal games didn't age well and stuff. Like most of the collectors you see are collecting old as fuck consoles, and they're getting like fancy ass monitors that act as CRTs and stuff like that. Like I have no reverence for that.
Yeah, I don't have any interest in that. Like,
I buy a SNES Classic. I've got it right there. It's
staring me in the face.
Yeah. And I'm not going to go out of my way to get original. Yeah, I don't have the money because that shit's expensive.
It's expensive.
And I don't have the love to tempt me into spending that money.
I mean, I think it's fair. If we start our collection now, in 20, 30 years from now, to be like, hey, man, you have a PS3? Whoa.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Have you seen my PS1? No, I don't have one of those.
Have you seen my PlayStation 21?
Man, whoa, yeah. It's actual life. Where was I? What film do you like, but is disliked, hated by the majority of people? Mine are Alone in the Dark, Dragon Ball Evolution, and RoboCop.
These are really bad choices. Those are all terrible movies.
Oh, this is what Miggs is talking about.
He's Alone in the Dark is fucking atrocious. It's so bad. It's directed by what's his name? Ubol, that dude is just so, oh god, that movie's so bad. Dragon Ball's also bad. It's not as bad. RoboCop's fine, I guess. Yeah. I thought it was okay, but it's nowhere near as good as the older ones.
One that comes to mind for me, it's not hated by a majority of people, but Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Man, that's loved by people.
No, but I love that movie, but it genuinely shocked me that people hated that movie. I was like,
people that hate that movie?
Yeah, I know people like,
you don't need that sort of negativity in your life.
I was like, how? It's like one of my favorite movies ever.
Incredible. So good.
I went into that movie not knowing anything about what it was about. So imagine what a wild trip it was for me. It's like, this is like a gaming / fighting / awesome comic book movie that I just had no idea. Other than that, though,
I can't think of one offhand. I think the easy answer, which I'm kind of stealing from my pal Ludwig on Twitter, but I agree with him, is Matrix Reloaded. Like the Matrix sequels aren't good. Well, actually, I think Reloaded is fucking awesome.
Wait, is that the second one?
Yes,
I love the second one.
I love the second one. I think the second one has some of the best action in that whole series. Like three is not fantastic. Yeah. But I think Reloaded is awesome.
Reloaded has that highway scene.
It's the best.
It's got that fight in the park where he fights like 4 million Agent Smiths.
Okay, that scene is not aged
It hasn't aged well, but at the time it was like,
it was intense.
This is awesome.
But the highway scene's with really those good. Like ghost twin things.
And the soundtrack.
Yes,
that movie.
It's so phenomenal. Good. I love that movie so much, and so many people hate every single thing to do with the sequels. I will say, I also enjoy Star Wars Episode 3. Revenge of the Sith, even though everyone hates the prequel. Actually, Phantom Menace I enjoy quite a bit as well.
It's the same thing for Phantom Menace is pushing it. Like at the time I loved it. I think everyone did, but looking back now I'm like,
I really love the final fight of the Phantom Menace. Like,
yeah. No, that fight and in Episode 3 the Anakin and Obi-Wan. I'm like, that was great. Like I loved that.
Episode 2 is the worst Star Wars ever created. It is atrocious and I hate it.
Yeah, that one should just be scrapped from
really
memory.
Really, really bad.
But hey, we can be grateful the original trilogy spawned so many lol memes. I mean, come on.
That's true.
Sand, it gets everywhere, man.
I have the high ground.
Oh, that's still my favorite.
So good.
Every time we play PUBG, it's like, hey, let's get to the high ground. I'm like, yeah, we all know that works. Look what happened to Anakin. Okay, is there any game you wish there was a sequel to? My nomination is Iron Storm's Anachronics. What on earth is that?
What's the game?
Iron Storm's Anachronox. I've never heard of that in my life.
Tell us what Anachronix is. A game that I would love a sequel to.
Well, here's an easy one for me. It's not a sequel, but I'm hoping that, and I'm sure it'll happen, if Remake 2 does well enough, that they remake the Resident Evil 3. Because that is, it's like one of my favorites.
Why don't they just skip 3 and go straight to 4?
No, because
the better game.
What? Did you not like Resident Evil 3, or did you just never play it?
I never played it.
Listen here, you cannot offer your bullshit opinion if you've never played the damn game. I have such a fondness for Resident Evil 3. So
That's
Resident
Nemesis,
Evil 2,
right?
Yeah. Now imagine fighting Nemesis, but like in a remake.
Doesn't just Nemesis run after you shouting stars the whole time?
Stars, yeah, all the time. So good.
I watched a video. This is a complete tangent, but I watched a 20-minute video explaining the lore of Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Man, that shit goes places. Holy crap.
Yeah?
There's this virus and this virus and this virus. And then they explain things in Resident Evil 7 that I didn't know existed. It's like, this virus is like a mind control thing. So the bakers aren't actually in control of their actions. And
you're like, what the fuck? There's a whole history. I think that's what shocked me with Resident Evil 7 the most, is that we thought it was a complete departure from like a reboot thing. It's like, no, it's in the same universe. It's like, that's wild.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean,
so
Chris Redfield just drops in.
You mean steroids, Redfield?
Yeah. I mean, in Resident Evil 5, he punches a fucking boulder.
Yeah, and in Resident Evil 1, he's like this skinny dude, like, I'm Chris Redfield. And then in Code Veronica, he's again like skinny dude. Resident Evil 5, he's just on roids,
jacked.
man. He's been clapping the gym. Some wild shit going on there. I've never heard of this Anachronix game.
I haven't either. But games I would love sequels to. I'd love a Bloodborne 2, but that's an easy answer.
Yeah, that'll probably happen at some stage.
Yeah, I think it will happen eventually. I'm trying to think of a game. There was a game a while ago where I'm like, it's a crime that we haven't got a second one.
You know what we need? New Time Splitters one day. Maybe not. I don't know how that would have aged,
I think THQ Nordic bought the rights to that. So, yeah. Hey.
Man, that's a good question. Nothing comes.
It's tough to think of it like off the
top of my head.
Yeah, off the top of my head.
I mean, I know I'm getting an Ori sequel, so
I was going to say if we weren't getting that'd be.
Let's get a Hollow Knight sequel. Let's get the DLC to what's her face, Hornet, because that's supposedly
play the whole game as Hornet. That'd be dope. Yes, I would be pretty happy with that. This is a weird answer, but like I wish there was another Zelda in the same vein as Majora's Mask, just because I like that mechanic a lot. I don't know if they ever will do that, but I thought it was awesome.
Okay, wait, actually, now that I think about it, there are actually a few games. Half-Life 3. Okay. Portal 3.
Yes.
Left 4 Dead 3. Come on, Left 4 Dead was fun.
Left 4 Dead was awesome. But,
that is so good. But those games, like, I wouldn't say no to sequel to those.
I have no idea what a Portal 3 would be nowadays.
No, I don't know
Absolutely no idea.
But come on, Portal 2 was like one of the best games ever
I think there's
made.
something we missed in news, I think, last week, but the writer of Portal 2 left Valve and now has returned to Valve.
Is that not
or
the
was
same
it Half-Life 2? Maybe, I don't know.
Is it not the dude who wrote Half-Life, the Half-Life dude? I think we did touch on it, actually. I feel like we did.
But he's come back.
Oh, boy.
What he's working on there.
Interesting. He's working on that game from... Who are the people that made Firewatch that got absorbed or bought by Valve?
Something
the
Valley of Gods. Yeah, that's the game. Oh, man.
Maybe they brought him in for that. Did you... I'm sure we spoke about this, but did you know that writer released a blog post explaining what Half-Life 3 would be, and he just changed all the names? I read it. I was like... That would actually be really cool. Could they just make... Oh, we definitely did. I didn't imagine this. There are people who are taking that... Oh, wait, no, maybe we didn't speak about this. Maybe I dreamt this. I don't know. There are people who are taking that blog post and making a sequel to Half-Life based on it.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, so like Black Mesa.
Oh, shit.
So there's another studio that are doing the same vibe. Like they're recreating Half-Life and they're going to follow that blog post as like a loose script.
So wild.
How cool is that though? So we'll leave that question there, and then we'll end on the last question, which is: have you had games you simply couldn't finish due to technical limitations? Mine is Need for Speed 2015. The needed online aspect made it unplayable due to high ping rates.
I haven't had an instance of it me stopping to play, but I did have Oh man, when Just Cause 3 came out, I had a early copy for PC to review. It was about 2 weeks ahead.
Yeah.
And back then the game was using also like constantly online, like an authentication thing.
Yeah.
But man, fuck, that server would go down like every half an hour.
Oh no.
And it would just boot you from the game and you'd lose progress. Eventually I emailed Jeff and I'm like, I can't review this. I literally cannot deal with this anymore because
it's wasting your time.
Yeah, it's wasting my time. I can only play like chunks of half an hour at a time, if that. And then, you know, when it booted me, it would take ages for the server to come back up for me to get back in. Like, it was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
And I remember it being a problem at launch too, but like, holy shit. I was ready to just be like, I'm not reviewing this.
That's crazy.
I absolutely refuse to review this in this state. Like, yeah, it made a big factor into my review. I was like, this is bullshit. This entire system is fucking stupid. Yeah. And that was the only time that I got really fucking close.
Yeah, I've never had that, but that it's made me stop playing a game. But one thing that screwed me that comes to mind when I was playing Final Fantasy VIII on
PS1.
I think it was my PSP. No, I never played it in its heyday. So I was playing, the PS1 Classic, and this isn't any fault of the game, but my PSP died, and I hadn't saved for like 4 hours or something stupid. And I came very close to not wanting to finish a game, but I'd finished every other Final Fantasy game, so like I have to just redo this stuff. It was very painful because Final Fantasy VIII, I can understand why people love it, but it's still not my favorite entry in the franchise. Wow. But imagine 4 hours of that.
No, that's a lot of time.
Holy cow!
Game losing that progress.
I was so upset. I was like, no, why am I so stupid? Why didn't I say?
And like I listened to Giant Bomb's Game of the Year stuff, which was phenomenal. Anyone should go listen to that shit. And Ben Pack was there talking about Mega Man 11, the one that came out last year. That game does not have autosave.
Oh yeah,
and it doesn't tell you that.
Oh no!
So he lost like 7 hours of gameplay because he beat a couple of bosses and then turned it off, and I was just like a game like Nier Automata doesn't have autosave, but it specifically tells you at the beginning, it's like, this game does not have autosave, play the game to figure out how to save. Which is a bullshit thing because it's like save points.
Yeah.
Which is dumb because I lost a bit of progress when because we don't have great power. Here.
What?
Yeah. So I just put autosaves in your games.
Yes.
I mean, I get it for Final Fantasy VIII. That's an old game, but
or like
4 hours of progress.
Ori, where you have to make your own save points, but that's like a mechanic in the game, which is quite cool.
Man, I can't wait for new Ori. Fuck.
You still have to finish the first
one.
Shut up. So don't even pretend.
I've played the second one. You haven't.
I know. I hate you so much. Can you sign my shirt?
I'll sign your plushie on his face. The only place where his signature would be seen.
That's true. And I think that is all the questions.
All the questions? You're not missing a DM or an email?
No. I don't know about email.
No, I didn't see us get any emails.
Yeah, I got nothing. Facebook's got nothing.
How
Twitter,
dare you?
We are good.
If you want to get in contact, questions, you can get in touch at Checkpoint Chat on Twitter. You can DM us there as well. You can message us on facebook.com/checkpointchat or email us. Dust out those cobwebs.
Yeah.
checkpointchatpodcast@gmail.com.
I mean, Mix did it last week, but it's always
we had to reset the counter.
Yeah.
We had 7 days
it's
now.
1 week now.
Yeah, 7 days.
7 days.
Will you be the one to reset the counter? Who knows?
No, only you can.
Only you can
reset the counter.
Yeah, you have the power to decide.
Wow.
Profound.
So we're ending on a strong note.
Yeah, so profound.
So how's this weather?
This has been episode 38, Checkpoint Chat. Hope you've enjoyed. If you enjoyed it, Maddie. I'm kidding.
I loved it so much. I'm going to go give us a review. No, I'm kidding. But if you loved it, or even if you hated it, go rate us. Tell us why you loved or hated it. And
send us questions. Send us
all of the things.
Send us voice notes.
And someone asked, do the questions have to be gaming related?
No,
not at all. Send us any question, like within reason. Don't be crude or absurd, whatever.
I don't know, man. It can be crude as hell.
Okay, fine, be crude. but it doesn't have. We're a gaming podcast, but hey, we talk about life. and random stuff. So.
I mean, look, Migs asked us about movies. You can ask us about fucking anything. I don't care. It's questions. It's your questions. It's the part of the show that you direct.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you how to make your own questions. You have the power.
Yeah.
The power to be the best you can be.
Power to the people.
Was that a thing in a Gillette ad?
No. Oh, Gillette ad.
Let's get controversial at the end, yeah.
It's the stay tuned for the post show.
Thank you for listening. We'll be back next week. Cheers. Bye.
Okay, bye.